It is freezing out here. It was cold by home, but it was like 50. Over here is like 20 degrees. It's beautiful here though. It's not snowing, which is good. The glasses are good. Any sunglasses in the snow is a good idea. Hi, baby. Hi. Let me see you with your cool sunglasses. Yeah. Woo! And he's really close to the front. Woo! Oh! Good job. But at least measure it. It's because you're too close to the front, baby. Whoa. All right, snow trip is over. The important thing to remember is always wear sunglasses, even when you're at the snow, no matter what. Right, Ezra?
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
How's it going, everybody? Oliver here for Eye Influence. On this channel, you're going to find lots of information and resources that will hopefully help you achieve the best possible quality of vision. So if you care about your quality of vision and your eyesight, please consider subscribing. All right, so with that, I want to talk to you today about the importance of wearing sunglasses in snowy conditions. Sunglasses are a great investment for any situation and for any environment. It's always good. Unless you live in a cave, then don't get sunglasses. But chances are you're watching this video and you spend time outdoors. So if that is you, always invest in a set of sunglasses. And whether it be that you're already in those snowy conditions or you're planning on going to a city where you're going to encounter that type of weather, I hope to give you the information that's going to be useful to you to hopefully help encourage you to invest in the quality of the sunglasses that you should be wearing when you head over into those cities where that's the weather that you're going to be met with. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, I live in the Bay Area. I'm about 46 feet above sea level, and during the day, if it hits about 50 degrees, it's cold for us. Heading over to these cities like Lake Tahoe, Reno, it's a great experience, fun for the whole family. Adults and kids need to take care of their eyes when they're in these type of environments, and there's a lot of reasons why. So let me give you a personal example. We're here in the Bay Area. We're about 46 feet above sea level, and when we got to Donner Summit Park, that's about 5,000 feet above sea level. So that's a big difference in elevation. Now, according to the World Health Organization, for every 1,000 meters, and I'm gonna do the math for you, for every 1,000 meters that you go up in elevation, UV exposure increases by about 10 to 12%, all depending on the weather. A lot of different things are taken into consideration there. But think about this. For us in the Bay Area, when we go up to Lake Tahoe or a city at that altitude, we're looking at about a 2,000 meter increase in altitude. That's 20 to 24% more UV exposure when we're up there in Lake Tahoe. Now, for those of you that are residents of these type of cities that are in these high altitudes, you're probably used to this. You wear sunblock all the time, you have sunglasses, but that's a lot more UV exposure than somebody like myself would be used to on a regular basis. And that does play a big part. So that's gonna be the first thing, that when you're in these snowy conditions, oftentimes, of course, these are at higher altitudes, and because of that, there's higher UV exposure. So depending on where you are, that UV radiation that you're getting exposed to could be really extreme. I want you to consider this, okay? Sand on a beach reflects about 15% of ultraviolet light. That's what bounces off of the sand on the beach. Seafoam bounces back about 25% of UV light. So that's also a good amount of UV that's bouncing right back at you. Snow can bounce off up to 80% of ultraviolet light. That's a lot of UV. So not only are you getting hit by the UV from the sun, of course, that's either in front of you, on top of you, behind you, all around you, wherever it may be, but you're also getting about 80%, up to 80% of that UV that hits the snow is bouncing right off of it and coming right back at you. So if you think that a hat is enough, it is not. Because that UV is gonna hit you from all sorts of different directions, depending where you are. So just when you thought that you were taken care of because you got your hat, you got your pants, and you got your jacket and all that good stuff, bam, you're hit by the UV. There's no hiding from it. It's gonna be there. The snow reflects an extreme amount of UV. 80%, that's a really high number. So once again, you think that sunglasses are important at the beach? They're even more important when you're in snowy conditions. Have you ever heard of the term snowblind? We've probably heard that either in a movie or thrown out there sometimes. Maybe you have people that have gone skiing, snowboarding, spend quite a bit of time maybe hiking in snowy conditions, and they've talked about being or experiencing snow blindness. Well, you know what that is? It's really just sunburn on your eye, on your cornea to be specific, and you start to get inflammation. And you may not notice it right away, much like when you're at the beach or you're exposed to a lot of sun, you didn't put any sunscreen, and then you're like, wow, my skin is really starting to itch, or I feel a burning sensation. Well, guess what? By the time you do notice it, it's too late. You already got the sunburn. You've already caused the damage to your skin. And it's the same thing with your eyes. If you spend a few hours outside, depending on the light conditions, depending on what the UV index is for that day, and you're going around with no sunglasses, and you're out there for a couple of hours, all of a sudden you feel like your eyes are a little puffy, and then they may feel a little itchy, they may be getting a little red, irritated. Guess what? You might be already experiencing that sunburn effect on your cornea. That's that front surface of your eye. Visible light could cause eye strain, but ultraviolet light is not actually visible to the naked eye. And when you have a lot of exposure to it, you're gonna start to really feel the effects of it on your eye. So that's another reason why it's really important to take care of your eyes when you're in those snowy conditions. Now that you say to yourself, okay, I get it, I need to wear sunglasses. Now tell me, what is the best kind of sunglass for that type of environment? What are the parameters that you should be looking for when you go to invest $20, $30, $40, $100, $200, maybe even more on a set of sunglasses? Well, there are a few elements, a few parameters that you should really keep in mind. The first thing is going to be UV protection. So you want to filter out as much UV as possible. There's going to be a lot of UV bouncing all over the place. So UV filter is going to be of the utmost importance. Just about any sunglass that you get from a reputable retailer is probably going to have the minimum amount of UV protection that you would need. But nonetheless, you should always check inside the frame. There should be a sticker somewhere on the frame. It should say the type of UV protection that you're going to be getting. So try and look into the frame brand of your choice. There's quite a few that I could recommend. There's going to be a lot of good ones. I could spend a whole lot of time talking about sunglasses and the brands and the quality behind them. I really just want to focus on the importance of wearing sunglasses in snowy conditions and not necessarily plugging a name. The second thing that you could consider is the design of the frame. So I'm not talking about the color or the shape of the lens. I'm really talking about how it wraps around. A wraparound sunglass is great because it's going to keep out a lot of the UV that could be hitting you from the side. So think about a typical flat sunglass where you're going to have a lot of light still coming in through the side. That could be great when you're driving. It's okay, right? It could do the job. But when you're in these really bright, reflective environments where light is just bouncing everywhere, and once again, you're getting up to 80% of UV light bouncing off of that snow, you're gonna want some filter even on the side. So if you could get something that wraps around a little bit, that would be great. It's gonna help to keep out a little bit more of that UV and that light that's gonna be bouncing into your eye from the side. Another thing that's really important is having a polarized filter. Now, this isn't something that you have to have, but a polarized filter cuts glare off of surfaces such as snow, sand, and water. Typically, there's a very aggressive, harsh glare when light hits a flat surface. So let's say a patch of ice, a puddle of water on the road right after it's been raining at night and then the sun is out in the day. Another thing is that when you get polarized lenses, you could rest assured that you're gonna have the UV protection in there. Because to the best of my knowledge, they don't make a polarized lens unless it has a UV filter in it. It will typically increase the cost of your glasses, but once again, it is something that I believe is justified because it does help improve the quality of your vision when you're in those kind of environments. So the important thing here to conclude all this is just to invest in a set of sunglasses. It's really important. Your eyes will thank you. If not that day, years down the line, if you spend a lot of time in those environments, your eyes are gonna thank you later on. I hope that you found the information in this video to be useful. I really enjoyed making this video for you. I hope that it helps you to improve the quality of your eyesight and eye health, because we all need to take care of our eyes. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. I always do my best to respond to all the subscribers that leave comments below. Please hit the like button. It really helps a lot of other people find this content that hopefully you found useful. I want you to have a great time when you're in those snowy conditions. Take care of your eyes. It's gonna make the experience that much more enjoyable. So once again, I am Oliver for Eye Influence. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day.